Hey guys, I am telling myself that I'm going to press record, which I just did, and I'm going to do this in one take because usually if I think that I mess up and then I go back and try to redo, I ended up like making like 100 different takes and it's just a waste of time. So I'm going to just try to say what I need to say and hopefully not mumble and jumble my words too much and not go down too many rabbit trails. Um, Most of you already know at this point. If you do not, Daniel Naroditsky, chess grandmaster, fellow content creator on YouTube, died at 29 years old a couple days ago. I am like everybody else, shocked. I was kind of late, I think, to the to hearing about it. I was just busy that day. I wasn't like checking, YouTube or anywhere, and I happened to um, eventually I saw Levy's video, and my first reaction um, was that's a strange title. I'm assuming that Daniel lost a bad game, and I don't mean this, in a negative way against Levy, but I was just kind of assuming in my mind like Levy's just doing some sort of crazy clickbait here, like he's going to show the game that Daniel lost, and that's how he's going to get around this or whatever. Anyway, so when I clicked on it and realized like no, this actually happened. This is not clickbait. This is not some cruel joke. Like this really happened. I was like I can't believe this. Like 29 years old. Like what? How? So I like went and did my research. Like, is this for real? And yes, it seems to be true. And obviously, I'm heartbroken. I never met Daniel in person. I wish I would have, but I've watched a lot of his content. Like I think many of you guys, he used to be my favorite commentator. So when there would be speed chess tournaments or whatever tournament, I loved just listening to him break it down, right? And I feel like um, Danya had an interesting talent that I don't know if anybody had it like he did. Being a top grandmaster, but also having the ability to explain things in a way that any low rated player could understand. I mean, that is a very unique skill. And sometimes people would comment on my channel or on different places, and they would put me and him in kind of the same sentence, and it would always go something like this: yeah, Nelson's really good, he's probably my favorite except for Danya, he's the best, something like that. And I 100% would agree with them. Like he was just so good at communicating these complicated topics in down to earth way that everybody could understand. And obviously, at Grandmaster, he just had so much more information than me. So he would look at a position and he could explain all these different things. And so, it's been a day. I slept on it last night. I didn't sleep much actually last night. But it still feels like I can't believe that this happened. Like I'm still kind of in shock. And so yeah, hard video to make. I want to kind of pivot a little bit and talk. So obviously we don't know. Cause of death has not been released. There's some speculations and rumors. That's all they are at this point. I don't want to say because I don't really know. Um, the only thing that I will say is I did see parts of his final stream, and I think we can all agree that something was off. He was clearly um, not himself. He was struggling with something, it looked like. And I wanted to talk about that just a little bit from my own personal side of things. So I've actually dealt with depression in the past for many years. For me, thankfully, it hasn't been a constant thing. It's been more up and down, where I've had seasons where it was very bad, and then seasons where it wasn't. And so, but that started probably back in college for me. And yeah, so just a couple things that I've learned. I don't know why I'm sharing this. It's not really related, but maybe it'll help somebody. So I guess I'll just say it. But like, I, I don't think that it's like physical stuff is here and mental stuff is here, and they're two separate things. I think they're much more um, intertwined or overlapped than a lot of people realize. So like for me, I learned that going outside and letting the sun hit my face, exercising, um, fresh air, just getting outside, getting off of my phone, off of the computer for extended periods of time is very helpful. Okay. And so that's the first thing that I want to say. I know as chess players, um, sometimes we can just get stuck, right? We just get stuck on the computer. We're playing a lot. We get tilted. I've been there. Like I'm talking to myself. Like I'm not like trying to point fingers at anybody watching. Like, and it's not healthy, right? So you just have to really force yourself, like exercise, like get off the couch, like go do something, go for a run, go play a sport, go outside, let the sun hit your face. I think that's really important. The other thing I'll say, for me personally, I found that I was deficient in B vitamins. And when I started taking B vitamins, I just like my mood just skyrocketed. Like my depression went to basically zero when I started just taking a regular B vitamin supplement. And then I would get to a point where I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need it anymore. I would stop taking it. And then like after a couple of weeks, I would start feeling bad again. I'm like, man, I actually do need those vitamins. Anyway, so I don't know if that helps anyone. Just my 2 cents. Oh, another one, St. John's wort. I also have taken that recently. It's been very helpful as I've gone through some stuff, personal stuff. Anyway, the last thing that I want to say, so I think it's important that when all of us face rough times in life, and it's going to happen to everybody, and nobody is immune to it. Even people on YouTube who you think, oh, they've got the dream job, they have this huge platform, they have all this success or whatever. Everybody is going to face like tough, dark times at some point, I think, and you need to have something that you can fall back on. And as a Christian, I wanted to just share a verse in the Bible that has meant a lot to me. So it's in the book of Psalms, Psalm 139. Some of my fellow Christians watching this will know this, and if you haven't, maybe it'll be new to you. But basically, it's David, and he's talking about how God knows when he goes to bed, knows when he wakes up, knows what he's thinking, knows what he's going to say before he says it, like all this stuff. And if you go down to verse 13, for you formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, I believe that the creator of the universe made me with unique talents and abilities and gifts, and I'm here for a reason. I have a purpose, and I believe that he gave you, watching this, unique talents, abilities, gifts that are different from mine, that are different from anybody else's, and you have a purpose. Like there's something on this earth that you were made to do, and having that as like something to fall back on in a rough time, I think is really important. And I understand, like, not everybody watching this is a Christian. And some of you say, I don't believe the Bible. I don't believe that there is a God. Well, maybe you should pray. Maybe you should say, like, hey, God, if you're real, like, show me, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you just start there. Or maybe you have something else that you fall back on. But I think it's important. You need to have something for when these rough times come. And I hope that this maybe encourages somebody watching. And obviously, I wish it was under better circumstances. It's sad that something this tragic has to happen for me to like speak up and say something like that. Like I should just be able to say this like all the time. Like there should be just a regular thing that I say. And so maybe that's another takeaway for people watching. Like, and what are you waiting for? Like life is short. We think, I think a lot of people think like, no, like I'm going to live until like I'm 85 or 92 or, whatever. I got 50 plus years. At least that's what I tell myself as a 37-year-old a lot of times. But the reality is like, we don't know that, right? We don't know that. And so, don't take, your days for granted, I guess. And yeah, Danya is obviously going to be missed. I still cannot believe it. I wish that this was like a bad dream. My prayers go out to his family. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have anything else. So let me know in the comments what's your experience been like. Maybe leave something that how Danya impacted you. Thank you guys for watching. And last thing I'll say, like the last video that I posted, it was scheduled ahead of time. I obviously would not have just posted that had I just heard the news about Danya. it didn't even cross my mind that I should go and like cancel the schedule. When I first heard, I was like in disbelief. I was in shock. I was like, I just didn't think about it, and so I wasn't trying to offend anyone or be disrespectful. So yeah, I hope you can accept my apology on that. If it came across that way, that's not what I intended anyway at all. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.